Hello, I am Bethany Warnches, real estate agent with Addison Jones, and you are watching Tuesday Talks with Bethany, where I answer real estate FAQs. So, over the past few weeks, I have been doing this series talking about the value of a listing agent. So right now, it's a hot market. People might be debating, do I go for sale by owner or do I list with an agent? So I'm here to talk about why an agent is valuable to you in a transaction, that we are not just a fluffy extra, but that we are a major asset to you in your transaction. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is contractors. So oftentimes before you go on the market, you might have something that you need to fix or get done, and so you want to hire a contractor. Or in the middle of a transaction, you may need to hire a contractor to fix an issue that came up. So you might Google it, you might use someone you used in the past, or you might ask a friend for a recommendation. And all of those are great options, but in a real estate transaction, things move very quickly. So let me give you an example. Say you had a home inspection done on your home, and that buyer had their home inspection done on day 8 of the 14-day contingency, and now they are going to have a follow-up inspection. And so they're trying to get somebody in quickly before that deadline. You need somebody who can get in the next day or two. So what's nice as an agent is that we are resourceful people, and we have a list. So say there's something electrical that came up, and maybe I say, okay, got 5 electricians here, let's call them all and just see who can get in here quickly and address the issue, versus calling one and then waiting 2 days and they don't call you back. We don't have time for that in a transaction. So one of the things that I did when I first started in real estate is I sat down with many of the veteran agents at Addison Jones, and I asked them for their best go-to contractors for the different areas, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, things like that. And I am now in year 4 of real estate, and over time, that list has definitely grown and contractors have been added, or, say somebody's retired or whatever, that they went off the list. But over time, I have this Word document that's about 30 pages long, and I'm actually in the process of changing it over to an Excel spreadsheet. So it's a little more easy to get through. But yeah, so I've got this extensive list of contractors to be resourceful. And so that is something that really helps when we need to move quickly in a transaction. What's also really great about the Addison Jones team is, say there's something wonky and weird that comes up, and we just are like, I don't have anybody for that category. Well, we can send an email out to our team and say, hey, here's the issue. Do you know a contractor who takes care of this? And then our teammates may respond and say, hey, I would use so-and-so. I had that happen in a transaction a year and a half ago. So that's really great that we have our team members to rely on if something comes up. Next, I want to talk about the phrase that you've probably heard before: you don't know what you don't know. So maybe you have gone through a for sale by owner transaction before and it went very smoothly. Or maybe, you're thinking that you're going to go ahead and do that. But the thing is, even if it did go smoothly before, was that more of luck and chance because maybe both buyer and seller were naive in the situation and didn't really know what they were missing? So like I said, you don't know what you don't know. How do you know that you have all the specific forms that you are supposed to be using if both of you have never been in a transaction before on your own? How do you know what all of the deadlines are? Have you sat down and really looked through the offer and made sure you've written down all the deadlines? And you know how deadlines even run? What is day one? And then navigating the contingencies. Do you understand how the contingencies work? And then how do you just feel confident that you didn't miss anything? As an agent, I am here to navigate you. So it starts from the beginning with doing that comparative market, CMA, comparable market analysis, and helping you price that home. And then it's, listing it, doing the marketing and the showings, paying attention to feedback, accepting an offer, and then navigating the transaction, all of that. So helping you get through that entire process versus you doing it on your own. So again, like I've said, I've been in real estate. This is year 4 for me, and I've been at Addison Jones the entire time. And something that is really great about Addison Jones is we have 5 supervising brokers. So there's always one of them on duty. So we have a great amount of knowledge and resources to go to. If we as agents don't know something, we can go to our supervising broker. And if they don't know, then we have another one to go to because there is 5 of them. Addison Jones began in the late 1980s. And over the years, it has become a great amount of knowledge. There are many agents who have been there for years and years. So I also, when I first started, I was really happy that we had a trainer, and that's one of the reasons that I chose Addison Jones. In the beginning few months, I sat down morning after morning after morning with our trainer, and I really went through everything in great detail to gain the knowledge and the confidence to move forward. And what's different about me maybe versus some other agents is I am a lover of learning. I am a lifelong student. And so I'm not just the person who says, let's do the minimum continuing education and that's all I'm going to do. I feel like I am always learning and growing. So I have certifications. I love to listen to podcasts and books and classes and all of those different types of things. I love to learn and grow. And, I'm still learning. And so over these past 4 years, I've gained a lot of knowledge and experience, and I can turn around and then help you better because of that. And so, if this is where you just go list your own property and you're not really sure what you're doing versus having somebody there to guide you who has really dedicated their time to it. So I guess you have to ask yourself, is there value in that? Also, right now, we are seeing multiple offers on the table often. So, do you understand how to counter more than one offer? Or there's also a lot of creative contingencies out there right now because people are trying to do everything they can to get a house. So do you understand how to navigate those creative contingencies or how to counter them creatively yourself? So that's what's really nice about having an agent, as we can help you decide, should I go for highest and best right away and just take one? Do I want to counter one offer? Do I want to counter multiple offers, and how that works? And then again, like I said, with those creative contingencies, how do we handle those? How do we maybe even counter those back? So that's why an agent is especially valuable to you in this market, in that area. So you really have to ask yourself, do I understand everything that is going on in a transaction, in an offer? Just a few of the things here, and this is not an all-inclusive list. Do you understand how to navigate the appraisal? And what if it doesn't appraise out? What happens? How is it handled? Do you understand what title policy is? So what it is, who pays for it, what the gap endorsement is. Do you understand how property damage between acceptance and closing operates? Do you know what FERPTA is? Or if you default on a transaction, what the consequences can be? Or if a buyer has a house to sell first before purchasing your property, how the home sale contingency works and what a bump clause is and how to operate that. Do you understand the difference between binding acceptance and acceptance? Do you understand how earnest money works and what a standard amount is? Do you know what the real estate condition report is, or how to navigate a home inspection, repairs, notices, and the right to cure? Do you understand the financing contingency and understand different loan program requirements when you're looking at offers and choosing which one to accept and what loan program requires what? So those are just a few things. It's not an all-inclusive list, but it's really getting down to, do I understand how this works? And am I really smart to just do it on my own, or hire a professional who can navigate me through all of it? So before I took the real estate class, I had no idea the depth and the complexity of a transaction in real estate. I learned so much when I took that class, and I have continued to learn so much more in the past 4 years. Like I said, I am always learning. So I have education and I have experience that can better help you. The thing is, some deals are smooth and graceful and great, and some deals are more complex. But you don't really know what kind of deal you are going to get necessarily until you get into it. You don't necessarily know what you are going to run into. So it's a good idea to have an agent there along for the ride with you who can help you navigate issues when you run into them. So you get an accepted offer and you maybe don't close for 45 days. So it's understanding what all goes on in that 45 days and having somebody to navigate you through it. I am not Superwoman, but my education and my experience, I believe, make me valuable and are there to help guide you through a transaction. And so I say that real estate agents are not just fluffy extras. Our knowledge and experience does make us a major asset and worth our value. So thanks for watching this 4-part series about the value of a listing agent. And now that it's wrapped up and all done, next week I am going to talk about sensory marketing. So feel free to join me then.